My dear students, as we discussed in our previous class, the first three stanzas of the poem Schoolboy, as we discussed, first three stanzas here the child he is asking or conveying his that wants, or we may call likes, his likes and dislikes, as we completed. As in the first stanza, there we came to know that what actually he loves, and according to him, what becomes sweet company. Next, the second stanza, he explains regarding the authoritative way of the teaching and being disappointment, being dull, being frustrated. He is forced to spend the day in the school. And the next stanza, there he says, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower on through with the dreary shower. Dreary shower we expect. In this poem, as the last stanza, that is the learning's bower. Already we have discussed it on this stanza. Learning's bower means metaphor of school. Learning's bower. He is neither interested in text or a book, or nor interested in school, because he is forced to sit in a particular place with particular content, mentioning particular time. That is formal system of education. As I said in my first class, my dear students, here the poet, he is not against education, but the system where he is pushed or hurled to spend his beautiful phase of life. The next three stanzas, as this poem consists 6 stanzas, next 3 stanzas, questions. He asks many questions to his parents, or to the society, or to the world. He asks questions in a rhetorical manner, rhetorical questions to consider. Their answer is not essential. Their asking in question itself, answer is there. It's called rhetorical pattern of questions. There we consider. Here, next 3 stanzas, today we'll read. How can the bird that is born for joy, sit in a cage and sing? And how can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing, and forget his youthful spring? He asks, first 3 stanzas, there we discussed regarding what actually he likes and he doesn't. In the next 3 stanzas, questions are there. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? See, the bird. That is why here the child is becoming a caged bird, imprisoned in a cage, and conveying that bird to sing in the cage. Then that bird says, no, I won't sing. This is not my place to sing. My place is the open sky to sing. Hence, how can a child, when fears annoy, feared, there is a terror, fear, under the authoritative way of teaching, outward, but droop his tender wing, drooping, closing, hanging his tender wing, and forget his youthful spring, forgetting the system the forces him, all the activities, this dreary shower forces him to forget his youthful spring. He forgets youthful spring only because of the continuous hit of shower, the activities which are taking place in school. So here, see, here the figures are there. How can the bird, here bird, how can the bird, here bird means the child, the school boy, to consider school boy, child. How can the bird that is born for joy and sit in a cage, sit in a cage, cage means a school, here school, metaphor to school, sit in a cage, it's a cage. Though it is beautiful, cage is cage itself, cage. Or you may consider a classroom also, classroom. Or how can a child find fears annoy, but droop his tender wing, wings, It is said that our minds are like parachutes. They function only when they are open, not closed. Okay. We feel very happy, contented, being joy only when in open mindset. That is why it is said that tender wing, in the sense his creativity, here the matter it is his creativity, or we may consider his imagination power, or creativity, we write creativity, or his thinking ability, or the beautiful dreams of a child, here, tender wings, they fly and fly, flying in the sky, in the sense the child that goes on thinking, creating new things with his that enriched imagination and his creativity. They are very creative. That is why in my previous class I told, if we give a broken twig or a toy to a child, it plays us together with that given thing, because there is infinite energy in child. That is why tender wing. Then youthful spring, here youthful spring means here the childhood, spring is compared with childhood, summer is compared with that youthful phase of the human being. Then winter, it is old age. All three seasons are mentioned in these three stanzas. Here, how can the bird that is born for joy, here with the metaphor, we are forced the bird to sit in the cage, but it has taken its birth for joy. It has born for joy. The bird has taken its birth to joy, to enjoy, to sing, to be happy, to enjoy its freedom, its independence. But what we made? Forcefully, we have caught it, and here it is in the cage now, and sitting in a cage and sing. How that bird sings being in that cage? It is not born to sit in the cage, sing in the cage. It has born for joy. To spread the melody to the nook and corners of the sky. So, how can the bird that is born for, how can that child which is born for joy sit in a school and forget his that imagination, his creativity, his that joy we are doing. So it is wrong. He is opposing the system what we have established so far with the dreary shore. Then how can a child find fears and all? Being in that cage, the child is feared, confused. It is under fear, it is under tension. There is disturbance, there is disappointment, there is frustration. Here, how can a child with the fear closing its wings, being in the cage, bird that never opens its wings, okay, it has to droop its wings and closing its wings, it means drooping his wing, never using his imagination, his creativity, his talent, his ownness, there is no scope, drooping his tender wing. And the system makes him to forget his youthful spring, youthful, energetic, being the greatest, that enthusiasm, fertile. So here youthful spring means here childhood, spring, youthful spring, it is season, spring season. Wherever we see, there is beautiful in the nature, there is a newness in the nature. So here the poet, the William Blake, the great romantic poet, one of the big poets of the romanticism, explains regarding taking the reference of the bird. Here the bird which is born for joy, we are forced that bird to sit in the cage and telling to sing. No, it is not possible. The bird, how can a child, the child is under fear, disappointment, frustration, closing its wings means its imagination, its creativity, and forcing that child to forget its beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, youthful life, childhood. That is why in our previous class we came to know that the statement which was given by William Wordsworth, the child is the father of man. The child is the father of man. The child takes its birth as a universal person, but system makes him short. It cuts him short. So this is the fourth stanza. Next, O father and mother, once again here, O father and mother, the buds are nipped, crushed, forcefully crushed between these two. It is nipped, it is sad. O father and mother, if the buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and here blossoms blown away, blossoms blown, buds are nipped, the buds are nipped, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay. Here, in the fourth stanza, the child asked the question in general to the society. Now, in this stanza, the child, the boy, directly he is asking these questions to his parents. Oh, father and mother, asking, oh, father and mother. Buds are nipped, see here, buds. If you consider plant here, bud in the sense the very soft, delicate part of the that plant, and that bud becomes a flower, flower becomes fruit, once again fruit becomes another one reason for another one plant. Here buds are nipped, nipped in the sense crushed, crushed between thumb and a finger, between thumb and finger, crushed. Here if the father and mother, if the buds are nipped, nipped, here blossoms blown away, blossoms in the sense flowers blown away, removed. There are no buds, there are no flowers. If the tender plants are stripped, plants are stripped, all the leaves of a plant, rich foliage of a plant, leaves removed, stripped. Here all the leaves of that plant are removed. What is there? Is there life to say? So is there beauty? There are no buds, there are no blossoms, there are no that leaves stripped of their joy in the springing day. Actually, in springing day, during the springtime, they will see that many buds, flowers, and leaves. It becomes a green tent. Beautiful poem in English. It is a green tent once again. Okay, here nature becomes a green tent because of the buds, blossoms, and leaves, foliage. By sorrow, what at the end? What remains? Sorrow remains. Cares, dismay. Her dismay, disappointment once again. It happens. What is there? Is there any good thing? Is there any growth? Is there any comfortable that is given to that child? No, it is not. Here, O father and mother, buds are nipped. If the buds are removed, destroyed, crushed here, destroyed, buds are destroyed, no buds. Then blossoms, no buds, then existed blossoms blown away, they to be removed, no buds, no blossoms. If the tender plants are stripped, there are no leaves, only that plant is there without leaves, without buds, without flowers, nothing. What is there? By sorrow. At the end, disappointment will be there. What is there? My life is also same in the school. Child says, if I am forcefully taken to the school, I too feel that buds are nipped, blossoms blown away, tender plants are stripped. At the end, what is going to happen? And during their joy in the springing day, there is no joy. The plant enjoys spring season. The child should enjoy his childhood. We should not snatch childhood from children. So, hence, that is why we should give education. He is not talking against education. He is talking about the system and the shower which is taking place on these children. Here, little ones, their joy in the springing day by sorrow and cares, dismay. By sorrow and cares, dismay. What then it remains? Cares, dismay. So disappointment, being unhappy, prostrated. Here all these things, distress. Distress. What happens here? Dismay means distress caused by something which happens suddenly. Caused taking the boy to the school immediately, and if a shower takes place on him, then suddenly he feels this dismay. Too much care. It is cares, dismay. Too much care, it paves way for dismay, disappointment, distress caused by something suddenly takes place. So too much care. Spoils also. That also spoils. Hence, the boy is asking these questions to, is asking, oh father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, And if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, what remains at the end? Nothing. He says, I too feel the same. How? Care's dismay. Your much care is creating dismay because my life will be like this, a plant. No buds, no blossoms, no leaves, nothing, no springing day, nothing. Hence, that boy is not happy. Then he says about summer, spring, summer. How shall the summer arise in joy? How shall the summer arise in joy if there is no beauty or happiness in the spring season? How shall the summer arise in joy? They are interlinked. The child enters into the youthhood state, possessing all the experiences of its childhood. So, youthful state here. Now, he is ready to do something in the world. Here, summer. And summer fruits appear. Summer fruits means what the youth is going to do. Summer fruits. That is why, there is another one side. Roots of education are bitter, but fruits are sweeter. Here, fruits, summer fruits. How shall the summer arise in joy? If the situation of the spring is like that, what about the summer? His youthhood. The boy, child, the children, they enter the state of youthhood, arise in joy. They come with the same experience, with disappointment, frustration, having many more bundle of questions on their head. They move. So, the summer fruits appear. Summer fruits in the sense, the work which is being done by a youth, or how that youth is making this world beautiful and better living place. The contribution of youth to this society and the world, they are interlinked. Unpleasant things might pay way for unpleasant effects also. So, how shall the summer arise in joy? How it arises? Arise means how it enters, comes in joy. How that the same child, when he enters into the state of youthful or youthhood, whether it becomes joy or the summer fruits appear, they are interlinked. So, summer fruits means his work, his responsibilities, his contribution, or his plight, situation here appear. They are interconnected. Summer fruits appear, fruits. It means the life of the youth, you may consider. How shall we gather what griefs destroy? How shall we gather what griefs destroy? Already it has been destroyed by the griefs. Griefs destroyed. Because the bird, like it is, bird is forced to sit in a cage and telling to that bird to sing. And bringing that child from nature to the school and into the classroom and telling that child to grow, to develop yourself. He says no. And because of the dreary shower of the school activities, destroyed everything. System destroyed the energy, the creativity, the imagination, the skills of a child. Or how shall we gather? How shall we collect? What grips destroy? The grips destroyed everything here. The system is going on like this. Or bless the mellowing year, getting ripened or getting to the maturity. Here, matured adults. Or bless the mellowing year, year after year, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, year by year, mellowing. The life of a human being is mellowing. Day by day, it is mellowing. Or bless the mellowing year. It's coming. My dear students, go back to your school days. Remember your first standard, second standard, third standard, or your UKG or LKG. Then come to primary, 6th or 7th, then come to 9th, then come to 10th. Now you are in PU. Then like this we go on, we grow on. So we should take some pleasant memories with us. Okay. It is a responsibility of the society and parents to give the beautiful memories to those children. And such children, they contribute much for the betterment of the society and the nation and the world. They are the property of the world. They can prosper us. Bless the mellowing year after year, we are growing old. And we cannot expect all these things. The child says, I want to enjoy the company of a skylark, company of her hunter or the bird. During the winter, old age. Have we heard any aged person said that I want to be in the company of that huntsman, or I want to sing like a skylark? So it is the different phases of our life. Spring season, summer season, winter season. So when the blasts of winter appear, or bless the mellowing year, when the blasts of winter appear, when old age, when we enter into the phase of that old age, then we cannot expect all these things. So life is going on like this only. That is the whole experience of education today. It is not good and not meaningful. It is dull and dreary and meaningless, he says. He is talking about the system, not about the education. My dear students, when the blasts of winter, the word is mentioned in our textbook. It is strong gusts of winter or snowstorms, continuous hit of snow. Winter season. In winter season, it is exactly opposite of. There are no leaves, no flowers, no buds, nothing. The whole nature becomes empty. Nothing remains in nature. Empty, dull, grey, no newness. See here, spring season, full of all these things. Winter season, without of any these. So, here, bless the mellowing year after year, we are moving forward only. When we cannot expect all these things here, when the blast of winter start, when the winter season, it means old age, enters into our life, we cannot do all these things. So, says, let the student or the children enjoy, let them grow with their own creativity, their own imagination and thinking, with their own ability. Education should excel the abilities of the children, which is already given by the God. And here, if you remove Here, see here, morn, horn, tree, me, company here. Here, once again, morn, outworn, away, day, dismay. And sit, delight, are, bar, and it is shore. Joy, annoy, sing, wing, spring. Okay, next. Nipped, stripped, away, day, dismay. Joy, destroy, appear, year, appear. So, the rhyme scheme here is A B A B B. That is the rhyme scheme of the poem. It is in the rhyme pattern of A B and B. Okay, it is not essential over here, but I am telling this is under this rhyme scheme. For a beautiful poem where the poet speaks about the system, not the education. Okay, let's see some questions. Write the summary of the poem in detail, then you can write any question set on the poetry. I need not explain some lengthy questions because they are depending upon the summary of the poem. Who do you think I refers to in the poem? The first stanza starts with I, last stanza ends with we. We become what? The same. I refers to the schoolboy. I refers to schoolboy. Sweet company refers to here. Skylark, huntsman's horn, bird's song, all the above. Yes, all the above. It is what drives a boy joy away when he is supposed to go to school. When he is supposed to go to school. Here it is mentioned. But to go to school on a summer morn, it drives all joy away. Then how do the little ones spend the day in school? Here, how little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. It's in the second stanza, sighing and dismay. What does the cage stand for in the poem? As I said, school. School. Am I right? Classroom also. Pick the phrase from the following which doesn't refer to formal schooling. Formal schooling. Buds are nipped, fruits are gathered, plants are stripped, blossoms blown away. See, first one, second one, third one, they give. It is in the stanza of fifth one. Okay. Answer is B. Because buds are nipped, plants are stripped, blossoms blown away. They carry the same sense. Okay. That is not refer to the formal schooling. This word is B option is referring to the not referring to the formal schooling. Next. Here, spring. What is the meaning of spring here? Spring means childhood, summer means youthhood, winter means old age. Okay, old age. Here it is mentioned. And what does the schoolboy love to do on a summer morn? On a summer morn. What drives his joy away? It is in the first stanza. Describe the boy's experience in the school. Second stanza and third stanza. According to the poet, how does the formal education curb a learner's potential? You have to write the summary of the poem accordingly. Then formal schooling not only takes away the joy of the childhood but also hinders the child's growth forever. Explain what happens in first three stanzas and next three stanzas according to the poet's standpoint. Do you think the poet is arguing against education? The question. Do you think the poet is arguing against education? No, he is not arguing against education. Discuss about the system. Okay. So, first write the summary of the poem in detail, then answer to these questions. My dear students, here I conclude this poem, which is written by William Blake, the schoolboy, a beautiful poem. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.